Hello, New Mexico. I'm Frank Haley. Welcome to Haley's Comments, our weekend get-together here on KKIM, AM and FM, Christian radio for New Mexico. Before we get into the program and visit with our guest, a couple of things I want to remind you of. First of all, if you have relatives or friends around the country who might want to hear some of our programming, they can do that online by going to our website, KKIM.com, and when the screen comes up, you'll see a picture of a globe with some headphones on it. You click on that, and within a minute or so, you'll be able to hear our programming streaming on the internet. The website again, mykkim.com. Also, remember about our prayer line and comment line. You can call it anytime at 505-998-0021. Leave us your prayer requests, and our staff will take those off during the week. We'll pray over those. And we'd also like to hear your praise reports. How has God answered your prayers? Because we know He's in the business of doing that. So you can leave your praise reports, prayer requests, and comments or questions about any of our programming on the voicemail at 505-998-0021. It's always open 24 hours a day. And remember, when you contact any of the ministries, programs, or advertisers you hear on the radio here, tell them where you heard their announcements on KKIM, AM and FM, Christian radio for New Mexico. Our guest on the program is a young lady from the Dallas-Fort Worth area by the name of Amy Downey. Amy happens to be a relative of mine, but we'll let that pass. We're going to talk about a ministry that she's involved in called Tzedakah Ministries. It's a Christian outreach to the Jewish nation and Jewish people, and we'll get to that in just a moment. But Amy, how are you, dear?
I'm doing fine, Frank, and you're my favorite cousin. You know that.
Well, let's not tell everybody, okay? Amy, I want to know, first of all, I know you grew up in a ministering family. Your dad was a minister, a Baptist pastor, until he went home to be with the Lord. And so you were involved in church your young life, but I'd like to know how you came to know the Lord. How did Christ find you, dear?
Well, I was 8 years old, and my dad had just accepted his first pastorate in Lubbock, Texas, a little bitty Baptist church I don't even think exists anymore. And one Sunday morning, I was a typical eight-year-old kid, and, you know, where you're trying to listen, but you're fiddling with everything around you. But I do remember Daddy was preaching from Matthew 7 about the wise man and the foolish man, you know, the one who built his house upon the rock and the foolish man who built his house upon the sand. And I caught bits and pieces of the sermon. But during the invitation, I still remember this